Here we are in mid-February and the garden is full of lush green from one of my favorite plants. They have been my secret weapon to improving the soil. This year I've planted more than ever. It's a plant that not only feeds us, but also nourishes the soil, suppresses weeds, and boosts biodiversity. That plant is the humble broad bean. Hi, I'm Eric. When I first started gardening here on the Mediterranean coast of Spain, 2018, I was overwhelmed by the sheer number of snails. They were everywhere. I didn't think I'd ever be able to grow leafy greens, but something surprising happened. As I transitioned to a no-till system and incorporated cover crops like broad beans, the snail population naturally balanced itself out. Now, my daughters, as avid snail collectors, have a hard time even finding them. This has taught me that the balance of pests and predators is a delicate one. You know, I'm not saying that this will work out for you in your context, but here, this is what I have observed. One of the most effective ways to harness the power of broad beans is through the chop and drop method. It's simple. You cut down the plants and leave them to decompose right there in the garden. This creates a nutrient-rich mulch that suppresses weeds and feeds the soil. It's like mimicking the natural cycle of decomposition in a forest, where fallen leaves and branches create a fertile layer that supports the entire ecosystem. I recommend chopping just as they start flowering, or once you see the signs of pods forming. This way, the plants will release the accumulated nitrogen in the soil. If you prefer to leave the flowers for the bees, let the pods continue on to grow. After that, you're left with a nice stub from the plant, and this will sprout back and grow new plants that you can get a second cutting from, or you could let it fruit if you wanted to get a harvest of beans. As I mentioned before, broad beans have a remarkable ability to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert it into a form that plants can use. They do this with the help of special bacteria called rhizobium on or in the nodules of their roots. Think of these nodules as tiny nitrogen factories constantly churning out fertilizer for your plants. You know, broad beans also play well with others. They're excellent companions for garlic and onions. The tall, slender onions and the bushy broad beans complement each other perfectly, sharing space and resources. It's like a symbiotic partnership where both plants benefit. Now, here, the broad beans have gotten a bit too big and are starting to shade out my garlic. Beyond chop and drop, broad beans excel as a cover crop. They're a key ingredient in no-till regenerative agriculture. Their deep roots break up compacted soil, improve water infiltration, and even help sequester carbon. They are a powerhouse for soil health. Here on my lot, the soil is heavy, very stony, loamy clay, but broad beans thrive as long as they get enough water to get established. They're incredibly resilient. I've learned to time my plantings with the rain. Here, that's in autumn and throughout the winter, depending on the season, on the year. I only supplement with occasionally watering during extended dry spells. You might see that broad beans are a bit expensive, and they are larger than other cover crops. Plus, once you get your first crop, you will most likely be wanting to save seed instead of chopping and dropping. It's all about playing the long game. Broad beans are a magnet for beneficial insects, ladybugs, earthworms, pollinators, predatory wasps. They all flock to broad bean patches. It's like creating a thriving metropolis in your garden, where each creature plays a crucial role in maintaining balance and harmony. Now, the bees are buzzing here amongst me. Broad beans are more than just a delicious vegetable. They work tirelessly to improve soil health, boost biodiversity, and create a more sustainable garden. So I encourage you to plant some broad beans this season. In the northern hemisphere, you probably still have plenty of time to get them in the ground. Try it out for yourself and give this often forgotten bean a shot. You might have to learn a few more recipes to put it to use. But hey, if you don't like them, I'm sure your soil will. Another benefit of having broad beans in your garden is that they flower much earlier than many other things during midwinter here in this very temperate climate, or in early spring. So this is an early snack for bees and pollinators of all sorts. You can see here The flowers are lovely. I just want to say, everybody that's been supporting this channel, thank you, and thanks for following. I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers, and I'd love to have your help getting there to that important milestones for so many small creators. I'm also very surprised at how easy gardening has become as I've transitioned to this no-till system. The no-dig, no-till system really helps with water retention. Before I was watering much more often, and now so many crops do well just with the water that is available from rain, or with the watering that I do provide them, it lasts much longer. So I'm really happy with that, and it's becoming more and more of a lazy garden, and I'm able to dedicate more time to other things here at the lot. Not only that, I also have more free time to make videos like this and to transition to my new job as an electrician. I've just been certified, and that's going to be a huge step for me pretty soon. I've also noticed that brassicas are doing extremely well here in the garden, and that's something I need to plant more and more of, as I just get great harvests with very little work. Brassicas, broad beans. I'm sort of still discovering what are the easy crops for me here in this area. And I'm so fortunate to be able to work in this area of Spain where it's protected by the sea, and we have such a temperate climate. I can grow all year round. Actually, the most difficult time is summer with extreme heat that we have and droughts. So the rest of the season is quite easy and very productive, having a great time getting harvests and learning how to cook with the food that I get from this land. And slowly I'll be going out further down on the land. This is only a small portion of the land, and there's so many opportunities to do here that it's just a matter of having time and the resources to do so. So thanks a lot, and I hope to see you again.